I checked it. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. Sitting here with the okay. So help me with the last name. Ciancio.
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 So phonetically, it's usually Seeanseeoh. Ciancio.
It's almost like you have SEO built into your name.
That's why I encourage most people to just call me Rev, because it's one syllable and it's very easy to remember.
Stop ruining your name.
Yeah, growing up, everybody calls you by your last name. Nobody called you Mike or Michael, right? They call you back. I call you back.
Well, they called me Mickey growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying nobody calls you by your first name.
No,
so
unless you're in trouble.
Nobody called me David, other than my mom. Everybody called me Ciancio.
Your name's David? I didn't know that.
Everybody called me Ciancio growing up, because I also in college I had a roommate, Dave Dankin.
Yeah.
So I had two Daves, Dave Dankin and Dave Ciancio. And then Ciancio just really hard, and so one day, Rev.
Well, it reminds me of the kids in the hall. These are the Daves I know.
Yeah, see?
These are the Daves I know. All right, I won't do that.
Oh, there's also the Dr. Seuss book, Mr. McCabe, or Mrs. McCabe had 22 sons, and she named them all Dave.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So Dave, too generic. Ciancio, too hard to say. Rev.
How'd Rev come up, though?
You don't know this story?
No.
Okay. I'm an ordained reverend. And so it is...
How long ago?
January 22nd, 1997.
Okay.
So it is technically Reverend David J. Ciancio. And when I got ordained, I started signing all my emails, Rev Ciancio, and I got it out on my credit cards and I got it on my checks. I thought it was really cool. And then people didn't realize it was a title. They thought it was actually my name.
Oh.
So people just started calling me Rev. And then I was like, you know what? I'm Rev.
It's stuck. It's stuck. Are you a nonprofit just by merit of being a pastor?
I could apply for one if I had the patience and diligence to do something like that. But
the Church of the Burger?
I do. If my professional bio, literally the last line says, "And pizza is his religion." So there you go.
Love it. Well, everybody, welcome back to the ChatGTM podcast. We call this a rolling start in the biz. We got this all going right away. Honestly, this is one of my most exciting moments because I get to hang out with my friend.
Oh, buddy.
Rev.
When did your friend get here?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to meet them too.
Yeah, I didn't know I had any, but I pretend. So Rev and I have been having some fun the last couple of months. We did a road trip during FS Tech. We went down to Tampa. We rode some roller coasters. We did a little fun at the RFIS show in San Diego. We did some more coaster fun, and something fun I'd like to share because I think it's just kind of cool is, well, you went to the game last night?
I did go to the game last night. Diamondbacks.
How was it?
I had a great time, man.
Yeah.
That's a nice stadium. That's there's kind of not a bad seat in the house. I feel like they have a good food program. I met their head culinary chef. He was awesome. Like I like what they've put together in the fan experience. I like their mascot.
Yeah.
What's
their mascot?
Baxter the Bobcat.
Okay. And I'm sure you have their hat somewhere.
I do not have a Diamondbacks hat, but I have a Amarillo Sod Poodles hat.
So do you only get farm team hats? Is that your thing, or?
I'm definitely a bigger fan of the minor leagues than I am the MLB teams. And on the MLB level, I am loyal to the Yankees and the Tigers.
Okay.
And at the MILB team, I am loyal to the league.
Okay.
And so I have lots, like today I have a Hudson Valley Renegades hat. I love the Renegades. Well, but I will buy 4 Renegades hats, but I only need 1 Yankees hat.
Do you have one team? Is the Hudson Renegades your team, or?
So if I have to go 1-1-1, Detroit Tigers. Okay. I'm a Tigers fan. Okay. And so therefore, any of their MILB affiliates, like the Toledo Mud Hens and the Erie Sea Wolves and the Whitecaps, I'm leaning towards those. But honestly, it's usually the teams that are more welcoming and fun that I like the most. Yeah. So like the Renegades are... Like they're the most family-friendly team ever, and the marketing people that are like I love going to Renegades game because Rev has a good time. But Jersey Shore Blue Claws, Somerset Patriots, Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, Hartford Yard Goats, the ones that are fun.
Wow. And you've built a kind of a playbook I've noticed about how you go to games, how you shoot food, how you get the hats and embrace the culture while you're there, but even like your approach before you arrive. The game usually knows you're going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? As demonstrated by last night.
Yes.
What happened last night?
Do you want to talk about the process or what happened last night?
I want to know about both because some people might want to go, well, how does all this stuff happen? So not all the secret sauce, but a little peek behind the curtain.
Well, I'm a former tech CMO. Okay. Right? And in tech, a CMO doesn't necessarily have to come up with cool branding and campaigns. It's their job to affect performance.
Okay.
So how do I earn know, like, and trust? How do I do top of funnel? And then how do I help my team move the funnel forward? How do I help them accelerate the funnel?
Sure.
So that is the type of market I am.
Your brain is wired this way.
I am a performance marketer. Okay. And one thing that I'm really good at that most people aren't is writing cold outbound email cadences. I legitimately, I'm very skilled at it.
He has a cold outbound cadence as a citizen.
Yes. So I have a cold outbound cadence to both. The minor league cadence is different than the MLB cadence.
My face already hurts from smiling. Okay, keep going.
But I legitimately have a cold outbound email cadence for when I'm going to go to either a minor league or a major league team.
How many touches are in this cadence?
You're going to laugh.
I'm already laughing.
I typically get a response within 2 emails.
Okay.
And the second email is just seeing if you got this. So it's really the first email. And I don't say this to brag, but it's I understand what value I bring. I understand what they're trying to do. I understand what they're important. And so when I send them an email, it's like, hey, I understand you are trying to do X. Here's what I bring as Y. Is this interesting to you? And that's how cold email is supposed to work. And so
there's some indication of value happening and why they should embrace the conversation. And so first one's the message, the other is a nudge.
Yeah. Wow. Just see if you got this, but I legit have a 100% response rate.
Oh my God. If you could have that kind of return rate, oh my God, get Rev right now. So what happened then? Now, so the game heard from you. They go, okay, let's get Rev in the mix. What happened?
So most teams, not all, like the Yankees don't do anything like this, but all the minor leagues do, and some of the major leagues. But they have like on-field promotions.
Yes.
Where they have 2 fans compete against each other, or they come down and they do something in field, or they race the mascot.
Well, you
or whatever.
And your son Jack just did some kind of race recently too.
Yes, he and I participated in what's called the Identity Crisis.
Identity Crisis.
The Hudson Valley Renegades. They have, because all the minor leagues have alternate identities.
Yeah.
So they bring 4 fans onto the field to assume one of their identities, and then they race each other. So.
Okay, so last night, what happened?
Okay, so I reached out to the Diamondbacks, and they got back to me, and Stephanie, who does their marketing outreach and fan outreach, was ridiculously friendly.
Awesome.
Kudos to Stephanie. And Stephanie came back, and I was like, look, I'll do anything. I'll throw out a first pitch. I'll race the mascot. I'll, chase somebody with a burlap sack. I'll see who. I don't care.
Right.
Like, I'm just happy to do it. And she came back to me and said, we're going to have you do the cookie face race.
The cookie face race. What is a cookie face race?
So me versus another fan, and they have a sponsor, Kathy's Cookies, have to sit in chairs like this.
Okay.
And Baxter the Bobcat puts a cookie on each of our foreheads, and then they go, and I got to get the cookie down into my mouth without touching it.
What's your technique?
I didn't win. I didn't win.
And you can't use your hands.
You can't use your hands. If you drop it, you can put it back up. But from here to here, no hands.
How big is the cookie?
Like a regular chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
It was a good cookie too. Because after I didn't win, I made Baxter feed me one.
And it was a good cookie.
It was a good cookie.
Chocolate chip?
Yeah, Kathy's Cookies. That's the first time I heard about them.
Okay. Are they a local shop?
I believe so.
What's up, Kathy's Cookies? Sounds like you had a good promotion. That is so fun.
And so I was on the Jumbotron. And
I know. So that's how I heard about it the first place. Like, Chad's like, Rev was on the Jumbotron. I'm like, of course he was on the Jumbotron. How did he get there? I'm like, wait a minute. I knew a little bit.
They call it a gigatron.
A gigatron.
Because it's that big.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you have a love, I would say an unusual love of baseball compared to other fans, right?
I have a love for silliness.
Yes.
And going to a minor league game and participating, there's lots of silly there.
You slapped the Stingray hat on my head and I flopped around the game.
You've been a part of the silliness.
I know it. I love it.
But that said, when it comes to professional sports, there's a couple things that I think baseball is better at. I enjoy sitting down and having a chat with a friend out in nice weather and then a beer and a hot dog.
Right.
And that is baseball, right? You can't exactly do that with the New York Giants because in December, sitting outside and having a cold beer is not really
comfortable.
The thing.
Yeah.
So I like that about baseball. I can sit outside. It's relaxing. Also, they have 125 games. So if they lose this one, it's kind of like, oh, how about tomorrow?
Right.
And then when I watch a football fan, the amount of stress they get watching a game, I don't want to choose entertainment that makes me stressed out.
Your fun should make you unhappy?
Yeah, so good weather, good chats, good laughs, so baseball.
Okay. And now let's talk about a world record that's coming up, or 2 world records now that I think about it. So let's talk about the big one. What's the big world record you're shooting for?
So I'm attempting to set a world's record for the most amount of games and stadiums visited by a fan in a season.
And this is minor league or immaterial?
Professional.
Okay, professional. And what's the number?
I am gunning for 50.
50. And what's the standing record? Or is there a standing record?
So there is no record.
Okay.
So that's why I said I'm setting a record, because it doesn't exist. But I went to 35 games last year, so I could submit last year's.
Yeah.
But 50. I'm documenting the journey on my social media. Like we're at 12.
It's not like all 50 states in one in each state, is it?
I'm setting. It's my record to set. So I'm setting the record. And I'm going to define it.
Rev setting the terms. I love it.
Yes.
All right. And then what's the record we're going to do?
Okay, so this is how my brain works. I was in the shower one day, and I asked Gemini, I was like, hey, what is the world's record for the most amount of games visited by a fan in a single day? And the record is 3.
Okay.
So some fan went to a Philadelphia Phillies game.
Yep.
Then they went to a Baltimore Orioles game, and then they went to a Washington Nationals game.
Okay.
So they own the record for the most amount of games visited by a fan in a day. That's 3. And I was like, I have to be able to beat that. There has to be. It turns out where I live in North Jersey, within a 4-hour drive, there are 14 professional teams.
Okay.
And it just so happens that the last weekend in May, almost all of them are home. Almost all of them.
What's the radius around where we're going from to do this?
So Becca's going to come with me. So essentially,
I'm going with him.
So if we went to the closest one, if we went from the closest one to the furthest one, like that just distance is 2.5 hours. Like it's not that far.
Okay.
So it works out that there's a couple things we're going to do. So we're going to do 10 games in 48 hours. Nobody has done that. Nobody's done that. So that's one record. Okay. We're going to do 7 games in 24-hour period. Nobody has done that. Okay, but also we're going to do 4 games on one date.
Wow.
So in one weekend, we're going to do 3 things that nobody's ever done. So 10 games in 48 hours, 4 games in one day, and then 4 games in 24 hours.
That was wild. And so here's the fun part. Rev calls me up in the middle of the night and says, hey, I was trying to think of the craziest person I know to pitch this to. And apparently I made the cut.
You're taking a liberty on that, but yes.
You know other crazy people. How about the craziest person that would bite on this?
I was more thinking who would be crazy enough to have this kind of fun with me.
We were going to have a lot of fun.
So we're going to get in the car, but it's going to be stressful.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. We're going to go to a game for an inning. Like the first game is 6 o'clock that Friday. We're going to go to an inning. We got to run to the car and drive to the next game. We're running for an inning. I'm going to shoot a bunch of footage, whatever, and then boom.
And we're getting food at each one.
Yep.
Right? We're going to eat the local.
Well, it's
always the hot dog?
Well, so my thing is judging hot dogs.
Okay.
So, but it won't be till the last game of the day where we can relax because we don't have another game. So on Friday night, we're doing 3 games. So the first 2 will be quick, and the last one, if we get there in the 5th inning, we'd sit there till the 9th.
Okay. So you have a love of hot dogs?
I don't, actually.
Just ballpark.
But I feel like you didn't go to a baseball game if you didn't get a hot dog.
I can see that now. There's wisdom. Also, you didn't go to the game if you didn't get a beer, I guess, too, right?
I take my son all the time. I don't have a beer when I'm with him.
Okay, that's right.
But hot dog is like
a must.
Yes.
You checked in with the hot dog. So 1 inning, hot dog, next spot.
Yes.
Love it. Absolutely love it. When did you think of this? So you're just sitting there like all of a sudden, like, what do I got to do? Or, I mean, how do you, I should know the answer to this. It just pops and bubbles up in your brain and you go, this is what I'm doing now.
Much
right?
like you, probably. Yep. Similar process.
Yep, right there. There's no whiteboard session.
You know, my dad was really fun. Like I had a really fun dad for a while. He wasn't fun for a while and we had to adjust that, but he was really fun. And my dad just had this whole thing about like enjoying life, right? He worked hard, but he played hard. And my dad was like, okay, so Friday we're going to go do this. And then on Saturday we're going to go do that. And then we're going to go have dinner here. And then we're going to meet with my buddy Sunday morning. And then we're going to go do this. And I was like, my dad and I had fun all the time. And look, when it was time for homework, we did homework. When he had to go to work, he had to go to work. Like, he was an undercover FBI agent. He had a very serious job. He did very serious work. But my dad was like, we are going to make sure that every day it counts. And so like that is so deeply ingrained into me that like I'm constantly thinking, what can we do fun today?
Feels like he's with you at the games.
He did like baseball.
No, I mean, even when you go now.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, his soul is in mine at this point. But he was a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. So.
Okay. So one pivot before we hop off here. The show. We're at the Restaurant Leadership Conference. What did you think of it this year?
This is without a doubt one of my favorite shows of the year.
Yeah.
Number one, it is a little spring break-ish.
Yes.
So like, it was freezing rain in New Jersey on Monday.
There's worse places to be in than the Sonoran Desert in spring, right?
So I like that. So that if they moved this somewhere else, I probably wouldn't like it as much.
Okay.
But the fact that it's in Arizona, it's in the desert, I mean, look at this, a beautiful time. You're like, this feels good. So that's number one.
It doesn't suck.
Number two, this is the one show that like the biggest brands or the biggest executives from the biggest brands come to both share and learn. And so I feel like it's a great show to participate in a larger knowledge pool.
Yep.
I like that. I like that it kind of moves at a little bit slower pace than the others.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a couple of things here and a couple of things there. And then overall, I end up having like really good conversations.
It feels like it's not so pitchy. Like some shows, like let me show you. I mean, there is
a little bit,
but it feels a little less pitchy because I guess the level of people here aren't such junior reps that are running out and throwing stuff in people's faces.
But in terms of this year, I think the two biggest topics I heard the most on was AI, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I think that like we've been talking about the importance of guest feedback for a couple years, but I didn't feel it like I felt it this year.
Really?
Like there was more talk about listening to your guests and understanding the insights of the sentiment of how your guests feel about the experience than I've ever heard here. And so my hope is that brands are taking it way more seriously than they ever have.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's the cliche? It's easier to keep a guest and get a new one?
I don't know if that's a cliche technically.
Well, I've been hearing a lot.
I would just call it a truth.
A truth. A truth, yes. And, with the other part, the AI part, I'm sure those two marry together really well, and whether it's recovery or response rate or personalization of messaging.
Well,
right?
Let me give you my AI analogy for the restaurant business.
Bring it.
Okay. So I feel like most vendors...
I feel like I need to do an overlay. Rev's AI analysis.
Oh, there's absolutely, if you need to cut out to a scene, you're going to know exactly what to cut to when I say what I'm about to say.
Bring it.
I feel like most vendors are walking up to restaurant operators and giving that this is what AI does. So Tony Stark and a number of Avengers are stuck in a spaceship way out in the middle of nowhere, and Tony Stark is alerted by Jarvis that there's 12 minutes of oxygen left, and Tony Stark goes, Jarvis, plot me a course to a star or planet that is less than 11 minutes from here where we can breathe. And like Jarvis goes, plotting, Sir Stark, and like they get there and the Avengers are saved and they can breathe oxygen.
Right.
That is how most vendors are telling me their thing works. What it actually does right now, do you know what a Wurlitzer is?
The musical instrument at the ball game?
Well, on a carousel. So you're on the carousel,
right.
and it's the beam, pop, pop, beam, pop, pop,
yeah.
And it's really just a bunch of hammers and levers that are on a cycle because the thing's turning.
Yeah,
that's actually
a music box.
Yeah, that's actually what AI is right now.
Okay.
Like you tell me it's the Tony Stark Jarvis thing, but it's actually just a Wurlitzer panel in the middle.
So if you look behind the screen, it's not as crazy.
It's just the Wurlitzer, and I'm looking for the Tony Stark Jarvis thing, but I'm really just getting the Wurlitzer piano.
Yeah, it feels. I mean, we say hospitality. Hospitality is typically high touch or high love to keep it. And if we're saying a tool is going to do that for us, it's almost like a third party. Like if you say you have a first party delivery, we have control of our guest experience. Third party, you lose control of that guest experience. Now it feels like we're shopping that out to something to keep that connection.
Well, I think in terms of AI and operators and vendors and that whole thing, I sometimes wonder if vendors in this business grew up playing with Legos or not. I grew up playing with Legos.
Right.
So I get given a box that looks amazing on the outside. It is Jarvis Tony Stark.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But then when I dump it out, it's a pile of bricks.
Yes.
And it does not look like Jarvis Tony Stark.
Did you throw away the instructions?
Right. But the instructions are do step 1.
Yep.
Do step 2.
Yep.
Do step 3. All the way through step 700. And in the end, guess what I have?
You have
Jarvis Tony Stark,
yes.
Or whatever pirate ship or Ninjago thing I was trying to build.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't get that from many vendors. And so I wonder, did vendors in this business not play with Legos? North Star plays with Legos. North Star absolutely plays with Legos.
I agree. They get it.
I don't think there's a lot of Lego playing.
That's a really interesting analogy.
I have lots of analogies.
You do, absolutely.
What was your big takeaway from the show?
Well, the energy was different. I think the growth of the show, I think it was about between 5 and 10% more people here this year. AI is a buzzword, but I think the AI thing is starting to dim a little bit on the acronym and how fancy it is, and people are asking smarter questions about it, right? There's no shortage of voice AIs. I was talking to Kim DeCarolis, and this guy's really excited about his voice AI. It's like, there's 12 of them here.
Yeah,
right?
A few.
And so there's this gold rush. And then the other thing I keep hearing is, our AI is going to save money? When? We're spending a lot of money on the AI. So where's the other acronym, ROI, on the AI?
Oh, there you
go. And so, we're doing a lot of work with it. And it's helping us write more documents, but we're paying a lot into these models to get that value. So are we seeing the return on investment yet?
I talked to a lot of really smart people at the show. And I was like, okay, what tool are you using for this? And what tool are you using for that? And what tool are you for this? And I'm amazed. It was almost 100% hit rate that people are using Claude, Gemini, or ChatGPT.
Yep.
I'm like, what does that tell this industry that we have 1 billion AI tools and I still went to the general AI tool? You know what I mean?
Well, it's like almost if you get an ERP system or back office and you see your operator using an Excel spreadsheet, like we had all this elaborate stuff, but you're still going back to the thing you trust. It's almost a similar analogy there.
It goes back to the Lego manual. Yeah. Like if I don't need Claude with your thing, then just tell me step 1, step 2, step 3.
Or if I don't need your thing, I have Claude.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if I need Claude to work with your thing, tell me how to do that.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. How many times have you been to the show now?
I think this is either year 6 or year 7. Every year since COVID.
Yeah. I think this is year 12 or 13 for me for this show. Yeah. I've been doing the show for a while, and it's changed a little bit, but this is always, for me, one of the things I love is when I get to see you, and I get to see Zach, and I get to see, all the other people that we know. It's a reunion.
I will say this, good snack selection.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm a crunchy snack guy, so between chips, pretzels, popcorn, and it's all the Lay's brands, and the Dorito, like, good snack selections.
The best bite I had the entire time here, including the dinners, Jeff's Bagel Run.
Oh, they have food here?
Jeff's did the bagels at breakfast.
Oh, cool.
Jeff took over the kitchen at the hotel.
Oh, that's awesome. I missed that.
Boiled his bagels on site.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was we met him at RFIS, and I'm like, you don't toast your bagels? And now I know why. It was chewy, it was gluteny, it had this whole, everything good about a bagel was in that thing.
Okay.
I am a fan now. And so that was my favorite bite of the whole show.
Okay.
On that side of things. So
I missed that one.
Well, when you come to Tampa next
Perhaps
time,
my roommate should have let me know that was
your
happening.
roommate sucks.
Chad.
Oh, that roommate. Oh, no. Not the other roommate. Yeah, we stayed in a frat house. There were some of us out there. That was a good time. Rev, dude, you're the absolute best.
Likewise, buddy.
Yeah. I'm so stoked to have you as a peer, but more so as a friend. This is awesome. I can't wait for the road show that will be, I guarantee at some point in the video that comes back from that will be him throttling me between point A and point B.
Can I end with talking about restaurant business?
Yeah, of course.
I got one suggestion for vendors. That's show me how to use the thing. Okay. And I got one suggestion for brands.
Okay.
Share the success you have using the thing so the rest of us can figure it out too. If we can all do that, it's going to be a much better world.
Well, you know what? That's actually one last point on that. So I ended up doing, this is 31 interviews at this show. And what was really surprising is, and I don't know if you've seen this before, is you'll have a vendor, they're doing a good job, and they ask the brand, hey, can you say something for them? Like, let's not rush that yet. We're still working together. We're not sure. And I had that when I was working in tech and selling tech. And I had 5 different vendors stand with their brands, and their brands were talking effusively about what that vendor was doing for them. And that was really surprising because I've never seen a brand stand up with a vendor like that, like they did at the show.
Yeah.
So that means they're doing some good stuff.
I would say this, if you're a vendor and you ask a brand and you get that reaction, it means you did not live up to your hype.
Yeah, or the wait and see or risk mitigation or whatever it is. Yeah. Well, fantastic. Rev, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Boom. Yeah. And so now we got planes to catch in a little bit, but for now, and final for this show, the RLC, this is the ChatGTM podcast signing off with the one and only Rev. And we'll see you guys at the next show, and have a blessed day. And always, random acts of kindness, sprinkle that stuff everywhere. You never know whose day you're going to make better, just like Rev made for me right here and every time we hang out. Take care.
Go Renegades.
Whoa!